Hey, mahal everyone, welcome back again to the Broadway Saiyan YouTube channel. I am your host 40 and we are back with another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the next new character event that's going to be going live in Global within a few days, which is going to be featuring Final Fantasy VI's Celeste. The title of this event is called Raises the Runic Blade. Very excited for this event as Celeste is definitely a fan favorite. So we can unlock Celeste after clearing Event Stage 1 and Story Conversation Stage 2. We can acquire up to 2 copies of Celeste's 5-star 35 CP Tiara after clearing Event Stage 3 and after clearing Event Stage 5. And Celeste is going to be joining the cast as another tank, and this time she's going to be a magical tank specializing in not only provoking the enemy but also absorbing magic-based attacks. So pretty cool. So she is a magical tank as stated earlier. Her crystal affinity is green. Her speed tier, she's going to be moderately slow at a B speed tier. Taking a look at her stats, the ones that excel the most are her HP, initial brave, and defense, with her max brave and attack being fairly good. She has 2 abilities. Her first one is an offensive ability called Shine Edge. It's a one-hit magic brave plus HP attack, which also grants her a small max brave up for 2 turns. Her second ability is going to be based off of her Runic Blade ability from Final Fantasy VI, which raises Celeste's brave by 50% of her initial brave, and it also grants her magic absorption for 2 turns, and it provokes the target for 2 turns. So magic absorption is going to be what she uses to absorb the magical brave attacks that's going to be targeting her, since whenever she uses it, she's going to be provoking that target. And then she also has a Brave Attack Plus, which is a one-hit ice magic brave attack. This is going to be usable for 4 turns after she uses Runic Blade and while she has that magic absorption. However, this does require her 35 CP weapon passive, which we're going to be getting into later in the video when we talk about the banner. Now, taking a look at her crystal passives, the ones that I personally like are Shine Edge Light, because it reduces the action delay for her only offensive ability. I do like Runic Blade Attack Up because she gets that attack boost, even though it's for 1 turn after using Runic Blade. That way she has a chance to deal more Brave damage. Brave Live is interesting because it prevents the break status if her Brave is over 50%. I do think the CP cost is a little high, but I do like it for her, seeing that she's a tank. And then she's also going to be provoking the target anyway, so a lot of the aggro is going to be on her. Shine Edge Charge, you're always going to want that because you always want to have more uses on a character's abilities. The ones that are like HP damage, Brave gain, HP damage, guard up, I'm not sure if you really want to use those on her. I mean, I understand that she is a tank and she's probably going to be taking some HP damage more than the rest of your party. However, unless you have like a healer on your team, probably want to pass on those, but it's really up to you how you want to use those. And then Pride of the Invincible General can come in handy since she is going to be being targeted more compared to the rest of your party. It does reduce her HP to 1 if she's attacked with an HP attack, considering that her HP is 50% and up. So those are going to be her crystal passives right there. Now her artifact passives, Brave Guard Up and Brave Speed Up are a definite pass. Doesn't really need it. In terms of her unique passives, Shine Edge Power Up and then Runic Blade Brave Gain, the one that I would prioritize more is Shine Edge Power Up. That way she has a little bit more oomph to her, a little bit more attacking prowess when she's actually out there as a tank. So then that way she's not just tanking, she's actually able to help deal a little bit more DPS. Alright, so we are going to be having a new summoning banner that's going to be featuring 2 35 CP weapons for both Celeste and Onion Knight. The list of weapons that are going to be featured are as follows: Lightbringer for Celeste, Crystal Sword for Celeste, White Slayer for Onion Knight, Ancient Sword for Onion Knight, and Anathema for Papalimo. So a little bit more details on those weapons. So 5-star 35 CP Lightbringer for Celeste. It raises the Brave Gain that Runic Blade gives, and it also changes again her Brave Attack to an Ice Elemental Brave Attack Plus for 4 turns after she uses the ability. Now it's also going to give her a small attack up for 4 turns, and it's also going to extend the duration of her Magic Brave Absorption and Provoke. So very, very good. It really helps her out more as being a magical tank. Her 5-star 15 CP weapon is called Crystal Sword. So this is going to increase the damage output of her Shine Edge, and it also grants her HP regen for 4 turns to Celeste. So this, if you actually get this, then those HP crystal passives, those HP conditional crystal passives may actually come in handy for her because now she has HP regen for her. And sure, her max Brave Up potency is also going to be increased, and it's also going to extend its duration after using Shine Edge. Now 5-star 35 CP White Slayer for Onion Knight is going to be out too. This increases his multi-hit, which is his ability to damage output. It also lowers the action delay, and it grants 2 stacks of Ninja. It will also grant him small max Brave Up and small attack up for 4 turns. We also have a chance again to get 15 CP Ancient Sword for Onion Knight if you guys didn't have a chance to get it before, and 15 CP Anathema for Papalimo. The one for Papalimo Papalymo is pretty good for a 15 CP weapon, as Papalymo right now currently in Global is one of the better characters for DPS, especially for magic DPS. So if you haven't had a chance to get his 15 CP, well, here's your chance now. So what are my thoughts on this banner? Now, tanks are very situational right now. There are certain fights where they really excel, and when Celeste comes out, she's going to be pretty good compared to the other tanks, but her uses is definitely a little bit lowered because she focuses on absorbing magic damage, and right now, a majority of the enemies tend to hit more with physical attacks. However, there are those enemies that do focus more on magic, so she's definitely more of a situational character. However, if she is one of your favorites, and she's definitely a fan favorite, then by all means go ahead and pull. And also, if you're a fan of Onion Knight, well, here you go. This is your chance to actually put Onion Knight to good use and pull for his 35 CP weapon. So it's really up to you if you want to pull. But my thoughts are, if you already have a decent inventory of 35 CP weapons, especially for high DPS units, then it's probably a pass for you if you're a free-to-play player. Now, taking a look at the 5-star armor exchange, we're going to be adding 5-star 35 CP TR for Celeste to the armor exchange, so you can use your armor tokens if you want to fully max limit break her 35 CP tiara. We already have Onion Helm and Wizard's Quote in the shop. However, I'm just mentioning it here as these are the characters that are synergized for this event. Now, the boss for this event is called Excel Turbo, so it's like this giant Magitek armor. I'm not sure why it's called Excel Turbo, but that's its name. It's weak to ice and water. It resists earth, so don't be bringing any earth-based units, and then its chase HP value is at 40. It has a lot of magical attacks, and this is why Celeste will definitely shine for this. So Magitek Beam, Excel Beam, is a magical attack. Hyper Beam is supposed to be a Pokemon reference. It's also a magical attack. And then Magitek Scatter Beam and Magitek Laser and Volley are also magic attacks. It has some physical attacks, but for the most part, it is a magical-based enemy. So Celeste is going to be your go-to for this event because she's going to be provoking this boss and then absorbing all of its magical attacks. So I don't really foresee any issues in fighting this new boss. I don't really foresee it being too difficult. So, but those are the details on the boss. Now, what are some tips to prepare? Farm up the green crystals prior to the event, so then that way you're able to unlock as many passes for Celeste. Now, if you have them leveled, definitely utilize the Onion Knight and Papalymo alongside Celeste because they're going to have the increased stats. Some other great options to use for their elements are Garnet, Ferris, Vaughn, and Cater because they do carry elements that the Excel Turbo is weak to, which is water and ice. For single player, you want to go with Shiva, Leviathan, and Ifrit because they're great and you have time to actually build up their the summoning bar for them. Now for co-op, it seems to have shifted to a two-stage event. Before it was just one stage. Now the co-ops are now 2 stages. So using Shiva, Ifrit, and Leviathan, so using those medium speed summons are definitely going to be better because you have that first stage to build up your summon bar. However, if you have them available and you still want to use them, you could opt to use Choco Sylph. What I've seen some people do is they have like one person has Choco Sylph and the other two have a medium speed summon, usually based on whatever element the boss is weak to. And then during the first phase, whenever whatever enemy you're fighting in the first stage is like around 50% or lower than 50% health, they summon the faster summon. That way you're not eating up your turns, and then you hopefully finish off stage 1 while the summon is still active. That way the summon proceeds on to stage 2 where you're actually fighting the boss. So that's what I'm seeing now with these recent events that we've been getting. So those are the summons that you definitely want to be focusing on and using for co-op. Alright, so just like with any other preparation character video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at some gameplay from my JP version of the account. That way you guys have a visual for the upcoming Celeste event. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Alrighty guys, so here we are with my JP version of Dissidia Opera Omnia, showcasing you guys a live visual of the upcoming Celeste event that we're going to be seeing in Global. Now what I'm going to be doing here is, so my Celeste is past level 50 and she does have her crystal passives all unlocked all the way up to level 60. So for the purposes of this, I went ahead and removed her crystal passive level 55 and level 60. That way when she's using her abilities during this demonstration, you guys are seeing what she's going to be getting in Globals. Because as we all know, when characters get awakened to 60, their abilities do get an upgrade with the passives. So I'm going to be removing those just for the purposes of this video. But we're going to be taking Celeste, Onion Knight, and Papalymo since they are the synergy characters. We're going to be taking Leviathan since Leviathan is a water element and we know Excel Turbo is weak to water, also weak to ice, but we're going to be taking Leviathan. And we're going to be taking the Setzer friend, and we're just going to go ahead and get right into the battle here. Alright, so we have just a basic assortment of mobs that we gotta get through as always. Right, let's go ahead. You know what? Let's go ahead and just use our abilities. We're gonna use Shine Edge. So that is Shine Edge. It's a one-hit Brave, Magic plus HP attack. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the new Quick Hit with his 35 CP. So damage output is increased, and he gets 2 stacks of Ninja, which is pretty cool. And it has a low action delay now, so he has a chance to act again, which is very nice. Alright, and the mini boss for this is going to be the Red Dragon. And I'm actually going to demonstrate her runic now, so we're going to go ahead and use it. So there's her runic. So we provoked the target. And as you can see right there, she absorbed that because that is a magic-based Brave attack. And then it also changes her Brave attack into Brave Attack Plus, which is a one-hit Ice magical Brave attack. So that's how that looks like. Kind of interesting that she still hits with her sword, even though it's Ice Elemental. But hey, pretty cool. I do remember that when you first unlock Celeste, or recruit Celeste in Final Fantasy VI, her main spell was Ice. So it's really cool that her Brave attack changes into an Ice-based magical Brave attack. Alright, so one more wave, and then we're going to be facing the Excel Turbo. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and use Quick Hit with Onion Knight. We're going to use Umbral Ice, and then we're going to go ahead and use Runic Blade to provoke. And then let's just use an HP attack with Onion Knight. So now we can freely attack with our DPS units, as Celeste is going to be taking all of the aggro. Summon Leviathan. And again, if this is looking super easy, one, this is the level 50 difficulty, which is the highest single-player difficulty that we will be getting in Global when this event goes live. And two, my characters are past level 50, so that's why it's looking pretty easy. But again, this is to give you guys just a visual of what's to come. So it's in no way telling you guys this is how you should beat the event. That's why it's looking so easy. As I do understand that my characters in JP, or the characters in JP, are going to be stronger since the game is ahead a few months compared to Global. Alright, so that is going to be the Celeste event video, so hopefully you guys enjoyed that little gameplay from the JP version of the game for this upcoming character that's going to be going live on Global. Super excited. Again, Celeste is a fan favorite, so hopefully you guys are excited for her. Alright guys, once again, I am 40 the Broadway Saiyan. Stay tuned for the next video, and mahal everyone.